We moved every 2 years, falling from one home to another, each house a new adventure, an opportunity to explore a space, to expand into my new reality, decorating new toys, new themes. Once they even packed us into a car in the middle of the night and we drove all night long, taking only what could fit in the van following us. The boys got a bunk bed and the girls shared a full-size bed. 5 children sleeping in one bedroom. But we had so much fun. We stayed up at night listening to the old radio shows from the 40s and the 50s because television was not for children. We had books, 3 incomplete sets of encyclopedias, books on psychology and philosophy and history and race. We read and we researched and we talked. At home with my family, I was safe. But outside, there was fear. Talking like a white girl meant that I was attacked. A violent scratch that almost took my eye. I was harassed and teased, and I was always afraid. At 8 years old, I tried to learn to walk like them and to talk like them and to carry the shield of bravado that meant protection from those who would prey on the weak. I don't know that I could define the word assimilation yet, but I knew that it was necessary for survival. So I worked and I studied and I learned and I joined every club and I did every activity because it gave me purpose and it made me feel like I was moving towards something. And though I never declared it or defined it, that something turned out to be Harvard, where I learned and I studied my classmates. Okay? Because I had privilege now, and I had to figure out what that looked like. How does privilege walk? How does privilege talk? How does privilege eat a salad? At 46 years old, I watch wealthy white women eat salad every chance I get because that is a skill that I must one day master. That is what privilege looks like. And I got into Harvard, so I have privilege now. I graduated. And what I learned was how to cultivate personas. I learned how to be who I needed to be for every situation. I didn't learn confidence or how to build a career. I didn't grow up with parents who had a trade or a career or a business to pass down to me. I just graduated, not with honors, but with privilege. I took my first job as an executive assistant. I got it because I knew how to play a role. I was the right character in the right place at the right time, and an executive was impressed. He declared, "You will come work for me. You will be my new assistant." It wasn't challenging. It wasn't a high bar, but it was interesting. An opportunity for me to study new people, very wealthy people. And it allowed me to spend my evenings doing the thing that I was most passionate about, the theater. And it's important to note that there was never a point in my life where I wanted to grow up to be an actress. I didn't have any real aspirations to grow up to be anything in particular. I just followed the patterns of my childhood. I worked hard, I learned how to fit in, and I never stayed in one place long enough for people to realize that I was just pretending. Now I am an executive. I have mastered the art of illusion. I mask my terror with the bravado that I learned as an 8-year-old, and the characters that I developed as a 17-year-old, and the behaviors that I cultivated while I studied what real privilege looked like in my 20s. I move into every new role with big ideas. People get excited to have me on their teams. They want my energy. They want my enthusiasm. They want me to infect everyone in my orbit with my optimism. I think, I learn, I share ideas, I create, I excel. And then I excel at leaving. The ticker tape running on repeat in my brain that it takes approximately 2 years for people to realize that the emperor has no clothes and pretending is not being, so I keep moving. I cultivated a lifetime of outrunning the homelessness that lives one mistake away in my brain and pursuing the dream that hard work brings one day. My past is an unrecognizable villain that will annihilate me if I slow down, and my future lives permanently on the horizon, unknowable, uncatchable, elusive. This is the part where I get to tell you about the lessons that I've learned. What can we all learn from my life experience? I don't know if I can put a button on it for you. I've had a great life so far. I have 3 amazing kids who bring me unspeakable joy. I am fulfilled by a love that I found later in life. I have enough savings that if I lose my job, I will not lose my home. And I have felt sadness so profound that I thought I would not survive it. But I did. None of that does anything to quench the fire that says that if you are not working hard enough and moving fast enough, then you're sitting still and bad things will find you. So the next step for me is that I have to figure out how to slow down. I have to learn how to simply be. Because I'm smart enough to know that this pace is not sustainable. So I'm standing here today to make the decision that I will not let my fear take my life.
You rock.